What is going on YouTube? Hitterback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's episode, I want to talk about once again the uncertainty that is happening within the market as we know of. A lot of these bigger cryptocurrencies are starting to kind of face the uncertainty and are starting to get rejected from some big price points and some big resistances in the currency. You can see that Litecoin, Bitcoin, even here, we're starting to see a lot of the uncertainty form out. Even on Ethereum, we're starting to see the rejection from its moving average and from its downtrend, or sorry, just its downtrend right here, and we're starting to collapse lower. Lastly, XRP, one coin that we have been paying quite a bit of attention to, which was, making me kind of uncertain that we might actually be breaking bullish, now just proved its fact that was most likely going to be rejecting lower and correcting to the downside. But otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So yesterday I put out another video basically discussing why we not moving. This is another day now of the consolidation, another day of the sideways trading. I can tell people are getting bored. I can tell the views are slightly going down. This is reason to me to believe that you guys are getting antsy and you guys really want the market to do something. And I do too, because this constant wait does definitely damper our opinions and predictions on cryptocurrency when the markets aren't really moving that much. What I do want to discuss is how exactly the markets are starting to form out and how we can kind of predict what's probably going to happen when this does subside and where the markets could be heading to. So you can see top 10 cryptos. I have the current coin market cap pulled up. Practically everything is just trading sideways. It's sad to say, but surprisingly, everything's down today, but it's mostly either trading sideways or starting to dip slightly lower. And this is, I would say, a good thing, more or less, due to the fact that we could, make it a little bit easier for us to predict these coins. Now, specifically, I do want to talk about DueDEX. As you guys know, DueDEX is a platform that I use, an exchange that I use better than practically all the other ones in regards to buying short, or selling short, buying long, leverage trading, risk management, stop losses, limit orders, market orders, whatever you want to talk about. They do have quite a few currencies. As we know, Ethereum is on here right now, as you can see, fairly new. That's why there's not much candle wicks on here. But if you zoomed out to the daily, you'd get a better view of everything. And if you wanted to, you could use Ethereum charts to reference what your trades are on DueDEX here. But specifically, the Bitcoin is the one that we really are paying the most attention to. You can clearly see on the daily too the amount of rejection that we're seeing from this resistance right here. It's actually quite phenomenal because I've actually never really seen movement like this in such a long time. This is going on 70 days now of price that is pretty much trading between, I would say, close to $9,000 and maybe $9,700, where the price is just flatlined in between here. Ultimately, this sideways movement that we've been hanging out at between, I'd say, $9,000 and $9,300 is going to come to an end. It is most definitely going to come to an end, and we have to prepare for that. And how exactly do I specifically prepare for that? That's by using DueDEX. Obviously, the reason I use DueDEX is obviously I fund my account prior to movements, prior to big, dips or jumps in price, ultimately hoping that instead of buying in when most people, like you and I, most people think that if they buy in the day of, they transfer their Bitcoin over the day of, when I finally say, get ready, I'm buying in, I'm selling off, there's a long process with it. Most people fail at doing so. So what I do is I actually fund the account prior to the bull run or prior to the short or the bear run. And this gives me time to actually figure out the website as well as learn, I have the best opportunity to short the market. So I do have DueDEX link in the description down below. I highly recommend you check it out. I think they give up to $70 of free Bitcoin when you sign up, which is pretty awesome. And there are some other cryptocurrencies to trade into. I'm really waiting for XRP to add, or DueDEX to add XRP, because that will be a really cool coin to trade. But ultimately, I've been saying it over and over again, and this is for all the new people joining the channel. My main thought to this movement is this. This is what I'm expecting to see Bitcoin do. It's very obvious. It makes total sense to me. But obviously, as we hit this resistance here, we're going to get rejected. We're seemingly staying a lot more stagnant here, which is interesting, much longer than every single time in the past. But I do believe this is eventually going to veer downwards and start to correct to the downside. And obviously, we should be shorting the market when it does decide to do so. Very easy and simple to do. Literally just clicking short on a limit order with a post only. We'll let it fill. And I really do think anywhere below $8,500 would be a great buying order, because I think if we break below 8.5, we're going to continue to head down much lower. Otherwise, to look at the other cryptocurrencies, XRP was one of those coins where I was like, I was shocked when I first saw us break outside of the downtrend, and I still am fairly shocked as we start the new week and we are above this resistance. I mean, you can see it very clear here. I mean, maybe you could correct this upwards, but it doesn't really work all that much. It is definitely like a slight possibility. I mean, I could leave it just like this ultimately, but regardless of the fact we did pretty much break outside of this downtrend, which was very interesting. The weird thing is we're starting to hit, or it's not even weird, it's almost expected that we're hitting this moving average right now, and we're finding, we're getting entangled, the price is getting involved in here. This has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now of uncertainty. You can see the candle wicks are nothing like they have been in the past, where they're very, firm and hard and thick. Unlike that, we have a bunch of wicks. We have wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside, and you can see the tons of uncertainty. This is usually a rejection candle, and it's usually a reversal signal, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start to head back down. And I really do think the majority of this market is going to be swinging down, because I don't think we have enough volume, and I don't think we have enough people involved in here and invested to get the volume we need to shoot the markets up. That's why I'm fairly lenient on the fact that we're probably going to be breaking bearish. I'm fairly lenient on the fact that there's a good chance XRP is going to break, either retest the 18.1872 support right here, or it's going to be breaking through, falling back down to 17 cents. I can see this being covered on all the cryptos. When you look at Ethereum, you zoom out on the weekly, you look at Ethereum's candle, you can see exactly what's happening. Once again, another retestment of resistance. This is now a fourth retestment of the downtrend, and we are going to see whether or not we break bullish or bearish from that. I'm leaning more towards a bearish break. I'd be shocked if we broke bullish. We're fairly high up on the moving average, on the RSI, trading at 60, high 60s. There's a good chance a reversal pattern is going to happen, and we're going to pull probably down to 122, 120. I really do think we're going to see that correction to the downside. In anticipation for that, can you short on DueDEX? That is a possibility. You can literally short right here with Ethereum. Very simple to do. You would trade it into a stable coin. So basically you would buy Ethereum on another website and you would send it in. So you could buy Ethereum on Coinbase Pro, send it in there, and then you would switch it into USD or USDT, Tether, and then when you want to cash out, send it to like Binance, convert it to Bitcoin, and cash it out. Very simple process, nothing too difficult. All my trades specifically are on my Patreon as well, which I highly recommend you guys check out. I know the market's been slow, but it's definitely a good way to revise yourselves, keeps your minds fresh, and gets you ready for the next possible trades. But I do believe that as Ethereum fills this gap, like we're starting to see, it's only a matter of time now before we see some sort of rejection or breakout in Ethereum's price point. And this carries on. I mean, this carries on to all the other cryptocurrencies. When we look at Litecoin, clearly see the rejection on Litecoin. This is what I anticipate to happen with XRP. XRP entangled with its moving average. I do believe Litecoin is also entangled with its moving average, and I do believe this is going to correct lower very soon. Litecoin is going to get is going to probably see a pull to the downside. You can clearly see the rejection once again that happened. And we are pretty much flatlined inside of what appears to be a massive symmetrical triangle going back 3 years now. As we slowly consolidate down, we're flatlined out right now. This is going to blow. I'm like so certain about this, that this is going to blow in some way, shape, or form. This has been weeks now of consolidation. Weeks on weeks on weeks. If we want to find the exact date range where the price has literally been flatlined, it's been a total of 120 days. This is a sign that something big is going to happen and something big is coming. So I definitely think you guys should be paying very close attention. Lastly, I want to show you guys Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin is trading at the top of what appears to be another massive symmetrical triangle. Clearly, visualize this as I extend the coin out. You can clearly see the uptrend. You can clearly see the downtrend. I have an Elliott wave drawn. That also makes me curious as to whether or not Litecoin has an Elliott wave of some sort. It's definitely possible, and I would like to draw that on for you guys. Let's do Elliott wave. Let's go. I'll mess that up, but boom, boom, BC, D, and then like I think E's in there. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that kind of looks like E, but we could ultimately extend this into here. That's the pattern I'm starting to see on, on Litecoin as well. So I do think this Elliott wave is done. I do think it's finished, and I think we are, now ready to see what could be a very big blast off for Litecoin. Lastly, for Bitcoin, the same exact thing applies. There's really not much that has been changing. I do believe we're going to see a very big pop in Bitcoin to the downside. I'm bullish. I'm bearish on practically all these cryptos. I do believe we're hanging out at the top here for way too long. I can get rid of these because these are kind of annoying now. Oops, not what I meant to do. Let's get rid of this one. Boom. So you can see what it is that I'm referring to. Hanging out at the top here for way too long. I do believe it is at some point going to be breaking bearish. So do anticipate that. I'm going to delete the rest of these. Anticipate corrections, guys. Anticipate bear market. This is tons of just sideways flatline movement. It is bound to break, so definitely pay very close attention. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave the giant thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, CryptoVofficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.